can you over coffee?
Well, one of my favorite stories is when Aaron lived close by, we would meet up at least once a week, sometimes more, but once a week we would go hang out, work out, shoot videos, whatever. And there was always coffee involved. And he comes over and he's got like a freaking big gulp size coffee to go cup full of coffee.
Always a ceramic cup. Always an open top ceramic cup.
It was like a 1980s Gatorade bottle. It was so big.
No.
It was this huge coffee cup. He takes it in my car and we're driving to get coffee. Like that was the goal of our mission, was getting coffee. And he had this thing full of coffee and he's drinking it. And you can, I mean, as soon as we get there, I'm like, how are you gonna drink more coffee? And he did it like a champ. It didn't even faze him. It was like the first coffee was like a fake, it was like a coffee warm up.
I could easily, if a pot of coffee was double the size of a pot of coffee, right, which is 12 cups, like actual cups or whatever, I could easily drink the entire double-sized pot of coffee.
I've never met anybody that makes as big a pot of coffee for one or two people. He only knows a pot of coffee or no coffee. There's no in between.
Yeah. This guy knows me and makes a half a pot of coffee. Who does that? It's not even friend. He became.
Thinking.
Yeah.
There's like 5 cups of coffee in that. But yes, can you over coffee?
Yeah, can you? Like
let's talk from a
physiological.
biological.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
No. All right. Next question.
I want to say no because I love coffee. I mean, as much as you do.
Yeah.
However, people have different responses to coffee.
Yeah.
And it's a genetic variation that actually metabolizes the coffee. And you either have a fast ability, which I'm sure you have, or you have a slow ability. So the people that have a slow ability to metabolize the coffee, they are the ones who have a little bit of caffeine and are jittery or anxious.
So is it caffeine in particular? Like they're just not good at metabolizing?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. And any toxin in general, it's all the same. Not that coffee's a toxin.
Like alcohol, coffee, or caffeine?
Yeah. So chances are if you metabolize one quick, you'll metabolize the other quick as well. Yeah.
That's another episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, it's
the answer
alcohol?
is yes. Got wine? We can do a wine tasting. I guess.
so someone who metabolizes it slower. So that's a genetic weakness, and they should.
No, you cannot put it that way. It is a genetic difference. Variation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's well, it's not like good or bad. It just so they have what are the adverse reactions?
Oh, they'll know. Like you'll talk to someone who can't have coffee or caffeine,
I know
and they're
people.
yeah.
Like, no, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, and they'll just get super anxious and jittery and like shaky. I mean, we've all been there too.
Wait, hold on. Isn't that?
That's how you are all the time, right?
Like, I'm already high strung. It's like, oh, let's throw more caffeine on top of that.
Yeah, definitely raises your cortisol. It is a stressor and all those things. So it depends also where you're at in life, what kind of day it is. Like, are you already high stress? Are you having it on an empty stomach? Like, there's a lot of factors that go into
How did
this.
you prepare it? There's less and more acidic ways to create it. So that's like more like when you get into like pour overs, where it's not as harsh, versus like trying to think of what a more harsh way would be. Like even just drip is going to be harder than doing something.
Well, I can't
concentrate that, dude.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine that burning, right? If you're like over cooking the coffee is going to produce a non-carcinogen outcome, right? Like,
I would
imagine there's something that's happening there.
Another thing with coffee though is the mold. So coffee beans are highly, unfortunately, it's a crop that gets moldy easily just because of the process of rinsing and drying and
lots of
everything.
water
Yeah, exactly. And moisture. And so,
Don't mold at my parade. Come on, what?
I know.
Mold?
Believe me, I don't like this information either, but I'm sharing the knowledge.
So even like free trade organic, that doesn't matter because the process is the process, which can create mold.
So you do want,
But mold isn't necessarily bad, depending on what type of mold or.